What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we are back with more good news about the Transformers trading card game. You see, I love the Transformers trading card game. I think I've made that rather clear at this stage. And there's no guarantee that this game survives. I know, right? That's really quite sad. But there's no guarantee that this game actually survives. There's plenty of trading card games that just fell by the wayside. G.I. Joe had a TCG, that didn't last. The Simpsons had a TCG, that didn't last. Kingdom Hearts had a TCG, that didn't last. Quite frankly, it takes a while. And sometimes it never works. Sometimes games never get popular enough. And we know that we're not having organised play in Transformers at the moment. We've talked about that in a few videos. So we want the game to survive, and as someone who loves this game, loves playing it, loves making videos about it, loves talking about it, loves reading about it, etc., I am always looking for good news, for good signs. And there was a very good sign coming out, ladies and gentlemen. A very good sign indeed. Now, shout out to Anthony Curly Bill Walker over on the Facebook group for pointing this out. But Argos have just started selling Transformers TCG. And this is big. And a lot of people in the UK don't know this, but Argos are the biggest toy retailer in the UK. And it's not even that close. More toys are sold at Argos than anywhere else. So when the Transformers TCG starts being sold at Argos, that is big. Because we're talking about one of these shops where there's a store in basically every town. As it stands at the moment, the best figures I was able to find, there are 844 branches of Argos in the UK. So now there's 844 more places to buy the Transformers TCG. And look, we all like going to our local game store, and I do want to stress that really strongly in this video. Your local game store, if you want Transformers to grow, if you want Transformers to flourish, your local game store is the place you want to go. Because that's where they're going to be running tournaments, that's where you're going to be able to build up a community, that's where you're really going to be able to grow the game. So please, 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 go to your local game store first. But I know that there are a great number of people whose local game stores are sold out. I know that chaoscards.co.uk, my favourite online store, as I've mentioned on a number of occasions, they've got the Metroplex deck in stock, but other than that, they are completely sold out. They get cards in occasionally, and they sell out pretty quickly. And look, Argos is not the cheapest place to buy these cards. Argos, you can buy a pack of 3 packs for £12. That's £4 a pack, which is the RRP, whereas at somewhere like Chaos Cards, you'd be expecting to pay £2.75 a pack. So it is a little bit more expensive, but they're available. And they're available all around the country. One of the things about new games is that they struggle to keep the packs on the shelves. I've also started playing a lot of Keyforge, as you should know, because I've been covering that a lot on this channel. And Keyforge has also been selling out in a whole bunch of different places. The fact that they're being sold here really represents 3 things. Number 1, it just means more people can buy them, because there's now 844 more shops selling them. Number 2, they're actually in stock, which they're not in a whole bunch of local game stores, although I stress one more time, if you really want to support the game, local game store is a place you want to go. And number 3, this is a phenomenal sign for the health and the future of the game. This represents Hasbro, or Wizards, however you want to phrase it. Hasbro is the parent company that owns Wizard, who makes the cards. This is a phenomenal contract. They have gone and got themselves a distribution deal with pretty much the largest general retailer in the UK. Now, if you want to go arguing stuff like Tesco, the supermarket, you can. But in terms of high street retailer, you don't really get any bigger than Argos. In terms of toy retailer, you don't get any bigger than Argos. So the fact that the cards are now being sold there means that this game is being taken seriously. Argos are not the kind of store that's going to stock any new product willy-nilly. Now, the counter-argument here is maybe Hasbro turned around and went, hey, Argos, we're Hasbro. We're the largest toy manufacturer in the world. We want you to stock these, and you've got to rely on our products. We're Hasbro, you've got to sell them because you make a lot of money selling them. So you're going to stock them whether you like it or lump it. Maybe that's what happened. But look, even if that's what happened, it shows that Hasbro are having a huge amount of faith in the game and Hasbro are pushing the game. So either the largest toy retailer in the UK is excited about and keen to stock the game, or the makers of the game are throwing their weight around and demanding that the largest retailer stock the game, which means that they're taking it more seriously and really trying to push it. Either way, this is redonkulous, ladies and gentlemen. This is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sign for the health of the game, and I could not be happier about this. And whether you live in the UK or not, whether you go to Argos or not, whether you're going to buy these cards or not, it doesn't matter. Anyone who has a passing interest in the Transformers trading card game should be absolutely delighted by this news, because it represents a real pressing forward of the game and a real jump in recognition in retail stores in the UK. I've been keeping my eye open around the Transformers TCG, and online stores like Chaos Cards, yes, of course, they've been stocking them. Toy Master, which is a moderate-sized retailer in the UK, they've been stocking them. And outside of that, I've not found them in many places. Now, I did find them in Game this past weekend, a fairly large chain of video game retailers, but they were legit hidden on a shelf near the till under a bunch of other stuff. I actually had to dig to find them. But then again, the fact that they're being sold in Game is good. And incidentally, I don't know if anyone remembers, but Game did actually have an exclusive reveal of one of the character cards. Now, I'm not 100% sure, I can't remember, I think, and don't quote me on this, I think it was Skywarp Sneaky Prankster that they had the official reveal of. I could be wrong about that. If I am, I will correct it on the screen. So this all basically goes to show that this is a good thing. And the thing to remember is a game like the Pokemon trading card game, that's been going for 20 years, and it's got really high level organised play and all of that. And that is one of the top selling card games. It is second after Magic. But actually, the success of the Pokemon TCG is not organised play. It is not the big nerds like you or I that go to these big tournaments. The success of the Pokemon trading card game is in little kids going into shops and going, "Mummy, mummy, 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 can I have some Pokemon cards?" It is pester power. Pester power is what drives a Pokemon trading card game, and this represents a chance to get that in the Transformers TCG. It is starting to be stocked in more and more stores. That doesn't mean that the game is definitely going to survive or any of that rubbish. What it does mean is that the game is being pushed, and the game is being taken seriously, and the game is on shelves. People are going to be walking around and seeing it and going, "Oh wow, Transformers, I didn't know." And let's face it, Transformers is a strong brand. Children, boys especially, sorry, don't want to be sexist, that's the way it is. They are aimed at boys. Please don't hate me. I know girls love Transformers too. My wife has a rockin' Transformers hoodie she wears all the time. Now that I play the Transformers TCG a lot, this makes me delighted. They love the Transformers brand. So now when they're running around the shop, they see the cars and they're like, "Whoa, that's awesome." Now, in terms of exactly what Argos is selling, they're selling the free packs of boosters and they're selling the starter set. At the moment, they're not selling the Metroplex deck, but that kind of makes sense. Starter set, you can play with 2 players right out the box. And the boosters, you build up your decks and play. Whereas Metroplex is a moderately expensive product, which really represents 1 player only, and it doesn't quite make as much sense in order to be selling this. So I get that entirely. And it's going to be really, really hyper interesting to see what happens as we go along. Whether they double down, whether they start stocking other products, or whether this turns out to be a failed experiment. Because the more Transformers TCG is sold in Argos, the more successful the game is likely to be in the long run. And just to answer the final question some of you might have, why do they sell us free packs? This is kind of an Argos thing. They do this with Pokemon. They don't sell individual boosters very much. What they do is they sell free packs so that essentially it's kind of an anti-theft, anti-losing thing. It's easy to steal individual packs if you put them out, and also stock gets transferred around Argos stores so much, it's kind of easy to lose little things like that. I believe that's the reason. Could be wrong. So, good news, ladies and gentlemen. Good news. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'd like to know. And there is a comment section where you can indeed let me know. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me if this makes you excited for the future of the game. And if you've got any other similar good news stories, let me know in the comment section. And remember, one more time, support your local game store, because that is really where the community grows. The best case scenario is bunch of random kids buy packs in Argos. All of us buy in the local game store, go start playing games, build up a community, game thrives, and I'm still making Transformers videos in 20 years' time. That would be lovely. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, you know the deal. Make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, make sure you follow me on Twitter @TheWossy for my ramblings. And by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.